Well, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose I should welcome you into 2021. We're finally there. I know now that the awful year is finally done with, no more bad things will happen. That's just how it is, 2020 is gone. Corona is gone now. That officially means, I'm certain. Um, if you can't detect it, that was sarcasm. Nothing has changed, and nothing will continue to change. Life is still going to be just as bad as it was last year, and probably get worse, to be completely honest with you. But that's fine. I mean, that's what you have me for, right? I know. I'm pretty good, but I don't know if I can exactly make your year. I wanted to talk a little bit about not only 2020 and the recent new year, but about a couple other things. I wanted to talk about Persona 4 Golden, the Let's Play that I have going right now. Sorry about the video not coming out today like I intended it to. I will have another video up on Tuesday, hopefully. I recorded the next part like 3 times, and every time it's failed in the recording, so next time will be the time. It'll work this time. It better, at least. I'll be mad if it doesn't. So you can look forward to that. Again, apologies that it's not coming out today. I kind of wanted to make this as... This is a bit of a special day. It is the new year. It is finally 2021. That's 2 decades of my life now. I've been around for quite a while. But not that long, I guess. It's tricky. It's tricky because I'm still very young, but I feel like most people when they meet me think that I'm a good bit older. And if you haven't met me in real life, then just listening to my voice, you probably assume that I'm like, I don't know, 40 or something. At least 30s. Because I complain like an old man, and well, I guess I just seem old in general. I guess maturity is what it is. I don't know if I would really call myself mature, though. Decently selfish. Put myself in front of others a lot. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing all the time, but I feel like most of the time it is. Most of the time it's bad to be selfish. It's bad to put yourself in front of others. Unless, of course, you have some kind of condition, in which case, like a mental condition, I mean, in which case you should be putting yourself in front of others. You need to be able to function. You need to be able to work without worry, to live life in a happy way, in a meaningful way, in a way with which fills you with purpose, as that's the only thing that'll keep you moving. For a lot of people, that purpose can be love. For most people, I feel like that purpose is love. But love is a tricky thing, isn't it? There's no real definition for it. There's no real way that you'll for sure encounter some lost love that you've never had before. If you do, it's probably luck. In fact, most of the time it's just luck. Luck is how we are given opportunities. Luck is how we live. If I could, I would put all of my stats into luck. That would be the most beneficial. The most beneficial build is a luck build. That's for sure. Things can be going real badly for you, and then if you're lucky, they'll just stop being bad. Something good will happen, and I think good things will continue to happen. Maybe I'm projecting a bit, but I think that's fine in itself. Love is a tricky thing. Relationships are tricky things because they're constantly changing, because the people are constantly changing. You and me, we're constantly changing. Every day, new things happen to us. Every day we have new experiences. Every day, other people we know have things that change. And it's hard to accept that. It's hard to accept when somebody close to you changes and your life is a bit different now because of another person. It's hard to accept that it's not all you. But that's what makes me, at least, want to find love, I suppose. I want to be able to grow with somebody. I want to change with somebody. I want somebody to be there when I'm down, and I want somebody to be there when I'm up. Is it worth complaining about, though? Is loneliness something that we should project onto others? It's a tricky question, because when you do project that loneliness onto somebody else, you don't feel as alone anymore. You feel like somebody else understands you. Maybe that's what we're all really looking for. Somebody else to understand us. Some people merely want the physical aspect of love. They want sex, they want, I guess, touch. Which is fine in and of itself. It's bad if that's all you want, though. I think if all you want is lust, then you're not really in love. You're like an addict seeking to find the next high. That being said, it's not bad necessarily to be lustful. I think lust is a pretty powerful concept, powerful emotion. Similar to love, but a little bit more twisted, a little bit more dark. Still just as personal. I don't really know what love is, I'll be honest. You watch movies a lot, and you watch a lot of anime and stuff that portrays love. A lot of video games portray love. They have characters that fall in love, and you want to be that. You want to have what characters have. Everybody wants a Senjo Gahara. Everybody wants to be an Araragi, but we aren't. Even if you met your waifu or your husband or whatever, it wouldn't necessarily mean that they would love you. And I think that's hard to accept. It's hard to accept that we aren't what we want to be. It's even harder to actually change from that. But I think once you have accepted that you aren't what you want to be, then you've made the preliminary step. You've made the most important step, the first step towards changing. If you want to change yourself, but you're not aware of who you are, then it's very difficult to change in a meaningful way. And I think love is similar. I think people that want love, people that want a relationship, they want to get rid of that feeling of loneliness. They want to get rid of a part of themselves without necessarily going through the steps to take to really change themselves. Loneliness is an emotion. It's a very powerful emotion. It's a very scary emotion. You can be with somebody and still be alone. You can be surrounded by people and still be alone. I think striving for a relationship purely because you don't want to be alone anymore is not necessarily a good idea. Because you'll throw yourself into something expecting a certain thing to happen, expecting a certain way. And when you don't get that, you'll be surprised and you'll be angry. And then you'll lash out at your partner for not being able to understand the loneliness that you have. I too want to fall in love. I want a romance. I want a fairy tale romance. I want somebody to come sweep me off my feet, I suppose. But I know that's not real. That's not genuine. Even if I found somebody, I would probably reject them. Maybe not to their face, but I would reject them internally. So how do we fix that? How do we fall in love and not reject our partners? How do we fall in love and not reject ourselves? I suppose that's the question that really needs to be asked, more so than where is my partner? Where is my love? Fixing ourselves is a very difficult and hard process. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of self-reflection. So those are things that we don't want to accept. We don't want to have to put an effort towards something as simple as changing ourselves, or as seemingly simple as changing ourselves. It can be scary too. All of this can be scary. Love is scary. At least to me. As I feel that people that are in love tend to rely on one another. It's kind of a part of the deal, isn't it? You have somebody to rely on when you're down. Somebody to rely on when you're up. I don't like relying on other people, though. I don't like when other people dictate my emotions or dictate how I feel or dictate my mental or physical health. I don't like other people telling me what to do. I don't like other people when they make me feel things or when they make me confront myself. Because that's scary. It's scary to confront yourself. It's terrifying. As with Persona 4, you'll see eventually a lot of characters encounter themselves in violent ways. And that's intimidating. It's very intimidating to look at yourself and say, these are my feelings. This is who I am. Because you don't want to be defined. You don't want other people to look at you and say, this is all that you are. That's also scary, when other people are able to see you, but you aren't able to see yourself. So how do you start a meaningful relationship? How do you start? How do you find love? I don't know. I've not necessarily been there. I don't have a solid answer for that. But I think I know how to get ready to start. I think you need to be able to, before you find somebody else with which to spend time with, you need to understand yourself and you need to understand the other person. You need to be understanding of many people. You need to be understanding of emotion, which is something that I struggle with. It's not that I'm empathetic or lacking empathy, but rather, I just don't think with my feelings. I don't think with my heart. I look at things subjectively. And I look at people subjectively. Or objectively, I suppose. I also tend to let society control how I feel about people. For example, if I am talking to somebody with which I do have an attraction for, and they seemingly have an attraction for me, before I even cross the threshold, I doubt myself and I think about what other people in my life would think. How would they pick apart this other person? How would they bastardize my own emotion? And that's wrong. I shouldn't think like that. That's not correct. That's not how people are. We don't actively try and bastardize other people. We don't actively try and hurt other people, typically. Especially not those we care for or love, or are friends with, or even family. But it happens. It happens on occasion, and the one or two times it does happen impact me, at least. They have impacted me. And I don't pursue that relationship anymore. I just let it go. And then I go into a spiral of guilt and shame, wondering if I'll ever be enough for somebody. Reject other people's notions outright that I am worthy of something. I am worthy of love. I don't know. It's scary. It's intimidating. It's frustrating to not have something that other people have. It's frustrating to see things that other people have and not be able to mimic it or not be able to take it for yourself. Not even have the option to do so. Romance is a tricky thing. I think if you want to find a partner, you have to start with friendship. If you want a romantic partner, you need to start with somebody that you enjoy spending time with in a non-romantic setting. You need to be able to reach out to people even without expecting anything in return. And you need to be able to be there when other people reach out to you. Again, without expecting anything in return. It's a lot easier said than done to think about this kind of stuff, though. It's a lot easier to just listen to my voice as I think about it, instead of actually putting in the time and effort to change yourself. It's a lot easier to just distract yourself from the powerful negative emotions you feel, to fill the void with drugs or sex or alcohol or anything, really. Even something as simple as just procrastinating on YouTube can really be a sign that you aren't ready to face yourself. You're not ready to reach out to the truth, as it were. Friendship is definitely important. It's definitely a very important thing, especially when coming to romance. If all you're there for is a physical connection, I guess that's fine for some people, but for me, that's not enough. I don't think only about the physical connection. I think about if the person would be there for me while I struggle with my life. Even when people tell me I'm attractive, I tend to not believe it. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think it is. I think a lot of people are like that. Especially when it comes to compliments. A lot of people receive compliments, they don't believe it. It's a lot easier to look at your faults. It's a lot easier to look at your faults than things that you like. But it's important to know what about you do like. What are a couple of things that I like about myself? I like my voice. I think I have a very soothing voice. I think I have a very nice voice. I think it's pleasing to listen to. That may sound a bit odd, but that's how I feel about it. Oh, sorry about that. What else do I like about myself? I like my intelligence. I like that I am a decently smart person. I don't consider myself to be very smart, but I think that I have a pretty decent worldview. I think the way I look at things is a bit unique. Do I like myself physically? I don't know. I don't know if I like myself physically or not. I think there are parts of me that I like. I like my eyes. I think I have nice eyes. People tell me I have a good smile, and I smile a lot. What else do I like about myself? I don't know. It's really hard to like things about yourself. It's very easy to dislike things about yourself. It's very easy to look at yourself and be like, these are things that are bad. These bad things define me. Things I don't like define me. But that's not true. The things you don't like about yourself, you can change most of the time. At least to some extent. If you don't like your body, you can work out and you can feel good about yourself. You can feel more confident about your body. If you have an addiction, it's hard, but it's possible to move past the addiction. It's possible to get clean. Typically, it's far easier to keep falling back into addiction, though. It's a constant struggle. This has probably been a pretty negative video. But I think that that's fine. I don't think that all my videos should be happy, because I'm not always happy. In fact, I would say that most people are not happy very often. Most people are content, but not happy. I wish I had more to say on the topic, but right now I don't. Love is a very fickle thing, I mean, not ficky. That's not a word. It could be, I guess. Maybe I'll use the word in my next short story. I'll come up with a meaning for it and just plop it in there. I appreciate the support that I have been getting shown from my videos. I appreciate people that reach out. I'm probably going to make a Discord pretty soon, so I guess you can look forward to that. But this is really where I'm going to leave the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you understand now that you need to, or maybe you understand a little bit more of me and how I need to change myself. Maybe through watching me change, you'll understand how to change yourself and you'll be able to overcome things. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the gist. You know the whole deal. You've probably not, this is definitely not your first YouTube channel, so I appreciate you taking the time to listen. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the year and a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.